friends, today we will reflect on why many people live the life of consecration. What are the reasons? It is indeed a tragedy to give up the sacred call. Traditionally, the church teaches that there are 3 stages of life: the married life, the religious life, and the priestly life. All these are called 3 stages of life. Now, there is vocation to these stages of life. There is a vocation to married life, there is vocation to religious life, and vocation to priestly life. Now remember, vocation is permanent. There is no temporal vocation. In all these states, vocation is permanent. Look at the married life. They are to be committed to each other till death. There is no question of withdrawing from the promises. And religious, they have to be committed to the Lord till death again. And priest, he has an everlasting, eternal priesthood, it is said. There isn't any temporal vocation. This must go deep into your heart and mind. There may be temporal vows, but no temporal vocation. Now you may wonder why these temporal vows are there. And it creates really confusion in the hearts of the young people. They think after only 1 year, I have made my vow, afterwards I shall see what to do. Not that way. The temporal vows means this. When the young man or a young woman makes the vow, he has a determination or a decision to renew the vow when it expires. Suppose his decision is like this: I will make for 1 year, afterwards no question of renewal at all. That vow is invalid. You understand? That man has not become a religious, that woman is not a religious at all. Vow is invalid. Because the reason is this: it's a kind of betrothal to Jesus. That woman becomes the spouse of Christ, not for a few days, it's forever. There isn't any restriction of timing there at all. That's why we say there is no temporal vocation. Temporal vows are there, but the meaning is this: after 1 year, according to canon law, you are going to renew. This should be in your mind. If anybody thinks this way, oh, I have made a temporal vow only for 1 year, the vow is invalid. You are not a religious at all. You must know this. It is like this. Therefore, now the question is, how do people lose their vocation? Why? In fact, it's a tragedy to lose vocation. It's a tragedy. If I say tragedy, you may say that is too much to say. It is a tragedy. It's nothing but breaking of a promise. It's cheating. Don't you see? When you make a commitment to somebody and you become unfaithful to that, what are we to speak about you? You are a betrayer. And in fact, John Paul II was telling in his apostolic letter called Gift of Redemption about loss of vocation, he was telling, there are some people who walk into darkness like Judas. They walk into darkness like Judas. He mentioned that. Immediately, the BBC questioned, saying, does it mean all these people who walk out of consecrated life and priesthood are betrayers? Because Judas is a betrayer. And Rome said like this: we didn't say they are betrayers, but they walk out into darkness. That's what we said. That's how the reply given by Vatican. They are betrayers in fact. They betray the trust. And in fact, you disappoint by this loss of vocation, walking out. The reasons we are just going to study. You disappoint your congregation. All the expectation about you shattered to the wind. You disappoint the people of God before whom you made the vow. You remember, the vows are taken before the people of God. and the representative, official representative of the church, either the bishop or a priest, otherwise vow will be invalid again. You publicly took a resolution or made a promise before everybody, the whole multitude witnessing that you will be belonging to Jesus. Now you walk out. That's why it's a betrayal. It's a betrayal. You have become a betrayer. Therefore, the question is, we have to be faithful. That faithfulness is gone. There are several reasons why people become betrayers. They give up their vocation. They break their promises. In fact, the great theologians present before us 4 important reasons why people lose their vocation. One is negligence in prayer. Everywhere you hear this. As a young man in the seminary, I remember our old spiritual father used to tell, young man, you will lose your vocation if you are not faithful to prayer. It's an eternal truth. As an old man, now I realize that was only a truth. You understand? At that time, I laughed at it. But the fact is, you lose your vocation because you lost the fervor in prayer altogether. It's a fact. Especially in the religious life, religious vocation is something supernatural. Therefore, power to preserve yourself in this vocation or to persevere in your call, you need supernatural help that comes only through prayer and sacraments. And if prayer life is gone, you need not expect anything at all. You are lost. Actually, consecrated life is to establish a perfect union with Jesus. Perfection of holiness is union with Jesus. You know that. It is perfection of love. Francis de Sales, your patron, had said that. Perfection is perfection of love. Christian perfection consists in the height of love only. You understand? So union with Jesus is the ultimate goal of consecrated life. And this union is attained by prayer. If prayer is neglected, you will have no more supernatural strength to persevere in this world in your vocation. And people walk out and they will say, oh, no meaning at all in this kind of life. By prayer, you will get the light of the Holy Spirit. You will relish the spiritual things. You will taste actually your religious life and commitment. Come and taste how sweet the Lord is, the psalmist says. It's quite true. Some people want to change the wording. Come and taste what? That is not nice. It is. In mystical language, that is perfect. Come and taste how sweet the Lord is. You taste Him in prayer and contemplation. You understand? Therefore, if prayer is gone, you are no more taste of God. You are lost. Therefore, prayer, you must be very faithful. I told you about personal prayer a few days ago. Personal prayer is the prayer which is referred to when the spiritual directors tell you, if you lose your spirit of prayer, you perish. That is personal prayer. I told you what it means. Holy Father, John Paul II said, every day we must come before the Lord for a long period of time to sit at His feet and to pour out our heart in front of Him and share with Him our feelings, our thought, our difficulties, everything. That is personal prayer. There you get the strength. Your temptations, all you describe before the Lord, your weakness you exposed, and then an intimate spending of time for a few minutes, usually minimum 1 hour. As I taught you how to make the personal prayer. Be faithful to personal prayer. None of you will lose your vocation. Never at all. That's why we said decadence in prayer life or negligence of prayer life is the cause of fall of a priest, of a religious. Right? Second reason is that, I give in nutshell only a few of these points. Second reason why you lose your vocation, loss of faith. Loss of faith. There are the 3 theological virtues, faith, hope, and charity. But interestingly, it is loss of faith that is the cause of fall of a priest or a religious. There is no doubt at all. You know why? When you have faith, your conviction of things unseen, the definition is like that. That is Hebrews, if you read chapter 11, verse 1 itself, you will find the definition of faith is given there. It is to have a conviction of things unseen. They are not seen at all. That is faith. You have the sacred host seen, exposed at the altar. You have faith. Behind it you see the face of Jesus. Our Holy Father, His blessed John Paul II, has beautiful words. He says, go before the Eucharistic Lord. Behind the sacred host, you must see the beautiful face of Jesus Christ. Jesus crucified. First he said, see the face of the crucified behind the sacred host. Then he said, see the face of the glorified risen Christ behind the sacred host. Then share with him. Another expression is, more or less poetically he says, pour forth your heart in front of him. Pouring forth the heart is a kind of poetic expression which we read in Keats' Nightingale. You pour forth your heart like that, whole being in front of God. Place every little detail of your life and share with him. You find solution for everything. This is what Holy Father said. So actually, we are asked to conduct our personal prayer before the Blessed Sacrament. And there will be no meaning in such prayer at all if you have no faith. You see, for example, I tell you, there is only one crisis in the life of a consecrated person or of a priest. That crisis is crisis of faith. Example, I tell you. Why is that woman now after that man? There's another point. You have a consecrated virginity. Now you are in friendship with somebody. Disorderly, you are there behind somebody. You know it. Everybody observes it. You know why she is like that? She has lost her faith. She is committed to Jesus Christ, whom she doesn't see. She receives the communion, and now she goes after another. Not with Jesus. That faith is gone. Jesus is no more a reality for her. You understand? No more a beloved friend for her. Now she finds some other friend. She is replaced. Faith is lost. Again, you find another woman or man, same. Since you are sisters, I am telling woman. You see, why she is quarreling with the superior every time? You'll never obey. The woman has lost her faith. She will say, as long as this woman is superior, bye-bye, I leave. Have you faith really? This is the question. Can you see in the superior Jesus Christ, the supreme authority? You have no faith. If that is the case, there will be peace, no challenging the authority at all. You see, the best example we have in our contemporary saint, who is that, Padre Pio, a man who became a saint within a few years. You understand? Like Antonio Padua and so on. He was immediately declared a saint, not only simply a blessed. What an obedience, it was heroic. The superior told him, Father Pio, you shall not talk with the parishioners anymore. No public mass. After mass, leave the place immediately. No, you shall not spend 5 minutes with the people. And now people they were waiting to talk to him now. They all surrounded him and then began to talk, want to touch him and all. And the superior came rushing and said, I have told you many times not to do like this. And so on, get away immediately, said. In humiliation, Padre Pio, he went to his cell. Because that was his authority. The superior was telling. It was Jesus for him. You understand? See, when we have eyes to see the face of Jesus shining upon the face of the superior who is in authority, let him be or let her be any person. You are not supposed to see whether he is holy, she is holy. That's not your business. Is he legitimately chosen superior? Jesus is in her. and you have to obey. And if you have lost your faith, how will you obey? The loss of faith is the main reason. You see, all the supernatural things, the sacraments, blessed sacraments are exposed and kept there. Sister, make adoration for an hour. Oh, I am not interested. I don't care. If you say, what does it mean? You have no faith in the blessed sacrament, which is the beloved. To him you are committed publicly before the whole world, the whole church witnessing. Now you are saying, I am not interested. You are not interested in Jesus. In what are you interested then? I do not know. One is to say, one of you like that to say, or one priest is to say, I am not interested at all. What Eucharist, what sacrament? Oh, that fellow has lost his faith. Next step is he walks away like Judas into darkness. That's it. Therefore, you have to preserve our faith. Pray every day. Very nice indeed. I taught you when I spoke about the personal prayer, Lord Jesus, I believe in you. Increase my faith. You understand? Faith is a theological virtue infused. It's not acquired at all. That's why you can't acquire faith. You'll have to ask, Lord, increase, infuse it into me. Say that many times. It's a very beautiful prayer indeed. All right. So we need faith. If faith is there, faith comes. In the community, you have peace. In your heart, there is peace. There is joy in suffering. There is no challenging. There is no questioning. Absolutely not. Because you find there Jesus. You know, our community, little community, is the body of Jesus. Just like our church, church is the body of Jesus, of the living Jesus. Jesus lives amidst you, within you, around you, everywhere. You cannot lose sight of Jesus at all. Understand? He is always with you. Faith brings in this magical effect in our life and a wonderful change. Lack of faith means gone. Everything is gone. Everything is meaningless. You understand? Sacraments are all worthless if you have no faith, because sacrament is a sacrament of faith. Not only Eucharist, every sacrament. By faith, you see, when baptism is administered, sins are washed away. You understand? And you feel that. And even when you give baptism to people, hundreds of them I have given, you see, interesting. It's a thrill that these young, not the young little babies, we don't baptize many. Some babies are there baptized. All grown-up people only. And we give them communion that very day. You understand? Now you see, I used to tell them, when we anoint with a chrism, you understand? This chrism is a symbol only. You understand? It's a very holy, precious oil. When you anoint, what happens? You are consecrated as a temple. And the Spirit of God, the Holy Trinity, descends and begins to live in you. You become a living temple. I used to tell the people, and they used to be very much touched by it. It's a fact. You are a living temple today. You understand? And I used to compare with the consecration of the cathedrals done by the bishops, Bishop takes the cathedrals and what you call basilicas. They are consecrated, you understand? In our Oriental churches, all the new churches are consecrated. They are not blessing on the church. Palli Kudasha, we say. That is not a blessing, you understand? It is consecration only. And you will see, if ever you took part, in the Latin church, only in the cathedrals, the bishop will take the chrism. You know what is chrism? And then he will smear, make the sign of the cross on 4 walls of the church. And the church is consecrated. It will be a living temple of God hereafter. It's a temple of God where God lives. So also we are. How you know it? By faith. I am speaking about faith. So all the sacraments will be so beautiful and meaningful if you have faith. If you have no faith at all, what is the use? The loss of faith in a religion is tragic. It's tragic, really. So, loss of faith is one of the important reasons why people walk out. They lose their vocation. And still more. Another one is, Fr.Augustine, the famous preacher of America, is a bishop, used to say, why do consecrated people fall away? Why do they walk out of consecration? He said, it's the world, he said. The reason is the world. And he explains it very beautifully. How it is the world that is causing the fall of the people? Because the religious want to become attuned to the world. World gives you pleasure, a name, prestige, honor, wealth. It gives you fashion, enjoyment, all the things. You understand? So what the priest or the consecrated person wants now, he wants to enjoy. It's called hedonism. Understand? A word called hedonism. That is a craving to satisfy the senses. It's not simply sexual pleasures, sensuous pleasures. That's what people are craving for. You just go around in this country only, you understand? Or the Western countries, the affluent countries, what do you find? They just want to enjoy. Our general was from here only, from this country, from Germany, and he was telling us, giving us a talk and said, our people there, especially the youth, they want to enjoy. And want to enjoy now, not tomorrow. You understand? Today, they want to enjoy everything. Everything. This is what he was telling me. Want to enjoy now, never tomorrow. Tomorrow is out of question. And you will find, go to the mountains and all the valleys and the places where is a panoramic view. Crowds of people, thousands of them, to enjoy, don't you see? And eat, enjoy, see the sight, and then what else? All other pleasures possible. They want to get it only. Cricket, for instance, that's increasing the sight. Morning onwards, the man is seated there, rooted, till 8 o'clock evening. What a madness it is. I don't know, there is no, this is all to satisfy the senses. You understand? And then taste is another sense. Religious, some of the religious become gluttons. You don't know the meaning of gluttony, thank God. This gluttony means bring, eat. You have seen, not monkeys, sewer, what is called sewer? The swines, pigs. Pigs are symbols of gluttony. Understand? How they eat, better see that, but don't imitate. Now these pigs, they only thought of eating. And now there are such people. And they become gluttons. The tastiest things they eat and the rest they throw away. Never think of the poor at all. There are such people. We can become gluttons. Once it happened at the table, there was a monk, first order fellow. There in the bishop's house, I was there, sitting and with other priests. And with joke we said, one monk was there, and he was eating all these ethaparam and all sweet things, nice, filling the stomach. In minutes time disappears everything. So he said, how can you manage to eat like this? Then he answered, my dear man, this is the only thing we can get. All the rest give it up. You understand? So let me eat something. You want to stop that also? You understand? So the thing is, we can become gluttons like this also. You understand? So the important thing is, the world is a danger. Some want fashion. Our people in Arunachal, those girls are mad after fashion. Nothing to eat, but eating there, but no money, nothing at all. But they want the best fashion to put on. And our general, when he came, said, these girls are more fashionable than the Americans, he said. Understand? It's like that only. So they want fashion. Some religious nuns also, mad after fashion. One charismatic leader was giving a big speech. Then he said, nowadays the young priests are like film stars. And the young sisters, fashionable ladies. You understand? This is the world. You want to be fashionable. One wanted, she was a superior in one convent, in one place, somewhere it is in Bihar. It's in Bihar. She was a superior. Important person, my big family and so on. I knew. In the neighborhood, there was a Punjabi, Turbanwala, you know. And they are rich. He had a lot of money. And these Punjabi ladies have got ornaments covered like that, all gold things. This nun wanted to get some ornaments, maybe, I don't know. Went after him. You understand? To get ornaments. That's another temptation. What happened later on, better not to say. Now the thing is, there are people attracted to the world and its pomps and glories, and we are asked to make a profession of vow where, you know, on the Easter Eve, do you give up Satan? Yes. Do you give up all the pomps? Pomps are these, the ornaments, the shows and all these things. Everybody wants that only. You understand? To make a show, a big show. Such people will not persevere in vocation. Because you could not make a show of yourself. You didn't get the dreams which you have been dreaming all these years, and you are relegated to the background. And you feel like leaving. Why are you leaving? Nobody recognizes me. Why are you unhappy? Nobody praises me. All the praise goes to another one. Or 2, 3 others are getting praises. I don't get it. Like that, you see. All these are worldly outlook of things, you see. So Fr.Augustine said it's the world that's the most dangerous thing. And he begins with this only. How these people change their religious habit. You are keeping religious habit anyway. Maybe the founder and others are insisting that may be the reason. So maybe waiting to put on, I don't know what, trousers, I don't know. So now the thing is, religious habit you have got removed already. You have become world. That's the first step towards worldliness. Fr.Augustine is saying. First step to the worldliness is remove your veil. Veil in English literature, you know, to take a veil means she became a nun. You understand? She went there and took a veil. Veil is a symbol of consecration. Must be in those years. So that's the way she took a veil. Say. That means she became a religious. Now that is gone. Religious habit is not there. People have become worldly, and we have to ask, is it a religious or something else? It's like that. So you see, we are tempted to become identified with the worldlings. Don't become conformable to the world. Paul wrote to Romans. Remember that chapter 12, verses 1 and 2. Don't become conformable to the world. Therefore, worldliness is one of the important reasons why we lose our vocation, says St. Paul. You understand? Therefore, more we shall see later on. Today, let us conclude with this. That is, now you have to ask yourself, is there worldliness in me? Is there faith in me? Is my faith shaking? Or am I inclined to betray the Lord? How serious it is? All these things you just ask yourself and take some resolutions. All right? That's enough for today.